How farmers' walks completely transform the human body. In this deep dive, we'll explore how farmers' walks reshape your body across 6 key areas, backed by science, real-world applications, and practical tips to maximize results. Buckle up for a comprehensive look at why this exercise is a game-changer. And let's get straight to the point. Builds explosive muscle power. Farmers' walks are a powerhouse for developing explosive muscle power, turning your body into a dynamic force capable of rapid, forceful movements. Unlike static lifts such as squats or bench presses, the walking component introduces momentum and instability, forcing your muscles to fire quickly to maintain control under load. This engages fast-twitch muscle fibers, which are critical for explosive actions like sprinting, jumping, or throwing a punch. The result? A body that's not just strong, but primed for quick, powerful outputs in any direction. When you pick up those weights and start walking, your lower body, quads, hamstrings, glutes, and calves, works in a synchronized burst to propel you forward. Each step is a mini power-generating cycle, akin to a plyometric drill. Research from the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research, 2020, shows that loaded carries like farmers' walks can improve lower body power output by up to 20% over 8 to 12 weeks of consistent training. This is due to enhanced neural drive, where your brain and muscles communicate more efficiently, making movements sharper and more forceful. To harness this power, start with weights that challenge you but allow proper form. About 50 to 70% of your deadlift max is a good starting point. Aim for 20 to 40-meter walks, focusing on quick, deliberate steps. Variations like the suitcase carry, where you hold weight on one side, amplify the explosive demand by introducing asymmetry, forcing your body to generate power to stabilize against the offset load. Over time, you'll notice measurable gains in activities like vertical jumps, sprint starts, or even tackling heavy bags in sports like rugby or MMA. Develops iron grip strength. If you've ever struggled to hold onto a heavy deadlift or failed a pull-up because your hands gave out, farmers' walks are your secret weapon for forging an unbreakable grip. This exercise directly targets grip strength by requiring you to hold heavy, often awkward weights for extended periods, challenging your forearms, wrists, and fingers in ways that few other movements can. Grip strength isn't just about lifting. It's a critical component of overall strength and a limiting factor in many exercises, from rows to Olympic lifts. The science is clear. A 2019 study in the European Journal of Applied Physiology found that loaded carries increase forearm muscle activation by up to 40% compared to static grip exercises like wrist curls, improving both strength and endurance. As you walk, the weights pull downward, forcing your grip to resist fatigue, which strengthens the flexor muscles in your forearms and the small, intrinsic muscles of the hands. Over weeks, this leads to visibly thicker forearms, a vice-like grip, and the ability to dominate any lift that requires holding on. To build that iron grip, start with 3 to 5 sets of 30 to 60 seconds, using weights that make your forearms burn but don't compromise your posture. Tools like fat grips, thick barbells, or even towels wrapped around dumbbells can intensify the challenge, as the wider diameter forces your fingers to work harder. For an extra edge, try hex dumbbells or sandbags, which shift during the walk, demanding constant grip adjustments that mimic real-world tasks like carrying tools or wrestling an opponent. Strengthens core stability. When it comes to core strength, farmers' walks are in a league of their own, building a midsection that's not just chiseled but functionally bulletproof. Unlike isolated exercises like crunches, which target only the superficial abs, farmers' walks engage the entire core, rectus abdominis, obliques, transverse abdominis, and erector spinae. In a dynamic, real-world context, as you walk with heavy weights, your core must brace to stabilize your spine against shifting forces, preventing rotation, lateral bending, or collapse under load. This anti-rotational and anti-flexion demand creates a rock-solid midsection that supports every movement you make. Electromyography, EMG studies, like those published in the Scandinavian Journal of Medicine and Science in Sports, 2021, show that loaded carries activate deep core muscles up to 50% more than traditional exercises due to the constant stabilization required during motion. This full core engagement builds a natural belt of strength that protects your spine, reduces injury risk, and enhances performance in heavy lifts like squats or presses. The walking element adds complexity, as each step challenges your core to maintain neutrality, mimicking scenarios like carrying heavy objects in daily life or sports. To maximize core benefits, focus on bracing your abs as if expecting a punch, keeping your spine neutral. Start with 20 to 40-meter walks, using weights that challenge but don't break your form. Unilateral variations like the suitcase carry or waiter's walk, holding weight overhead on one side, crank up oblique and transverse abdominis activation as your core fights to resist tilting. These variations are especially effective for athletes in sports like boxing, tennis, or soccer, where rotational stability is critical. Improves posture naturally. In an era of hunched shoulders and forward head posture from endless screen time, farmers' walks are a natural fix that realigns your body and makes standing tall second nature. This exercise forces you to maintain an upright stance under load. Slouch, and the weights will pull you down, punishing poor form. By engaging the posterior chain, traps, rhomboids, lats, and erector spinae, farmers' walks retrain your body to adopt a proud, aligned posture that carries over to everyday life. Research from the Journal of Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy, 2018, highlights how loaded carries strengthen scapular stabilizers and upper back muscles, countering the imbalances caused by sedentary lifestyles or repetitive forward motions. As you walk, the weights demand constant engagement of your mid-back and lats, pulling your shoulders back and opening your chest. This strengthens the muscles that combat kyphosis, rounded upper back, and reinforces proper spinal alignment, making good posture habitual. To optimize postural benefits, focus on keeping your chest proud, shoulders retracted, and neck neutral during walks. Use a mirror or record yourself to ensure form stays tight. Variations like the overhead farmer's walk, where you hold weights above your head, amplify the postural demand by requiring greater thoracic extension and scapular control. Start with 2 to 3 sets of 30 to 50 meters, progressively increasing weight or distance as your back strengthens. Enhances shoulder strength. Farmer's walks are a shoulder-building juggernaut, forging deltoids and rotator cuff muscles that are both powerful and resilient. Unlike presses that isolate specific shoulder heads, the constant isometric hold during a carry engages all 3 deltoid sections, anterior, lateral, and posterior, while stabilizing the joint under load. This creates balanced development and protects against injuries like impingement or strains, which are common in overhead athletes. A 2022 study in the American Journal of Sports Medicine found that loaded carries improve shoulder endurance and rotator cuff strength by up to 30%, as they target stabilizing muscles like the supraspinatus and infraspinatus. The downward pull of the weights forces your shoulders to resist depression, building robust delts that look impressive and perform under pressure. This translates to better pressing power, improved overhead mobility, and greater resilience in daily tasks or sports. Increases overall athletic performance. Farmer's walks tie all these benefits together to skyrocket your overall athletic performance, making you stronger, faster, and more resilient across the board. The result is better endurance for prolonged efforts like running, cycling, or grappling. As your body learns to handle high-intensity work under load, the full body demand of farmer's walks spikes calorie burn and triggers excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, accelerating fat loss while preserving muscle mass. This makes it a favorite for athletes aiming to stay lean and powerful. Hormonally, the intense stimulus boosts testosterone and growth hormone, enhancing recovery and muscle growth, as noted in sports endocrinology research. From rugby players to CrossFit competitors, athletes report improved speed, agility, and power output after incorporating farmer's walks regularly. To leverage this, use farmer's walks as a workout finisher or in circuits with bodyweight moves like burpees or kettlebell swings. Try 4 to 6 sets of 30 to 50 meters, alternating heavy and light days to balance intensity. Variations like uneven carries or walking on varied terrain, e.g. grass or sand, mimic sport-specific demands, enhancing coordination and adaptability. Over months, you'll see PRS in lifts, better sprint times, and faster recovery between efforts. Farmer's walks also foster mental toughness. The grind of carrying heavy weights for distance builds resilience, teaching you to push through discomfort, a trait that translates to both athletic and personal challenges. Over time, you'll not only look stronger but feel more capable, confident, and ready to tackle anything. In conclusion, farmer's walks are a transformative exercise that rebuilds your body from the ground up. Explosive power, iron grip, rock-solid core, upright posture, robust shoulders, and unmatched athletic performance. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned athlete, this move delivers results that ripple across every aspect of fitness and life. Incorporate them wisely, stay consistent, and watch your body evolve into a stronger, more capable version of itself. If you found this deep dive valuable, smash that like button, subscribe for more fitness content, drop a comment with your favorite farmer's walk variation or results, and share this with someone who needs a strength boost. Let's keep the community growing and stay strong together.